Hello everyone, this is Tatiana again with your health clinic, and today I would like to introduce you to my guest who has been making colloidal gold, colloidal silver and colloidal copper for about 15 years, and also who invented really amazing topical first aid soothing silver gel, the creator of famous mountain well-being company Jonathan Glauser. Jonathan, I want to welcome you into our clinic, and knowing how busy you are, I really appreciate that you found time and we finally can have some interview here, right?
My pleasure.
So thank you. Since Jonathan making several products, I decided to dedicate this video today to one of the most famous, most renowned product in the world, that is colloidal silver. So Jonathan, please tell us a little bit what was, first of all, what was motivating you to create your own company, while there's so many competitors on the market, and how you can stay so busy, with so many companies being in different stores. So, and also, I would like to hear a little bit background on colloidal silver and why is your product is different from the other one.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I stumbled upon colloidal silver about 15 years ago. Just stumbled across it on the internet, and sounded too good to be true, and I'd never heard of it before, and so just like a lot of things that are too good to be true, I either disbelieve them or I prove it one way or the other. And so I bought some 9-volt batteries and soldered them together. I got some silver wire and some distilled water, and I made my first batch of very crude colloidal silver, and I gave it away to family and friends, and everybody I gave it to had a miraculous experience. People's gum irritations and infections went away, people's colds and flus went away, people just felt better, and it had a lot of positive effects, and so I knew that there was something to it. However, at the time, there was only the local health food store only had small little 2-ounce bottles, and they were very expensive, and the quality was not very good. There were warning labels on the product to discontinue use if your eyes or skin turned blue or gray, and so I knew the quality wasn't so good. And so as time went on, I invested into a commercial colloidal silver generator, and I started making a higher quality product in larger sizes and for a lower price, and so I just kind of filled a niche that way.
That's very nice to know that. Many people right now thinking that if they gonna use colloidal silver, I think it's very old saying that it comes from even from Middle Ages. So when colloidal silver was made improperly, so a lot of people can turn their skin color into blue, green, or gray even. So would you tell us why your colloidal silver does not, so far as as far as I know, and I always using that product in my clinic, and nobody complain about that problem. So why is that different from what people have concern for?
Sure. If colloidal silver is made properly, the particle size is over 1,000 times smaller than a human blood cell. So it can easily travel throughout the body, into the cells, and most importantly, it's eliminated on a continuous basis. And so as long as the particle size is as small as it should be, the silver doesn't stay in the body eliminates it on a continuous basis. Argyria is the name of the condition where the skin changes colors. That's always happened from taking a silver compound, a very large amount of it over a very long period of time. But a silver compound is something like silver citrate, silver nitrate, silver chloride. They all have in common very large particles of silver, giant boulders compared to just a little grain of sand to a true colloidal silver. And so the body can't get rid of those large particles of silver. The best thing the body knows to do is to put it in the skin, and that's the safest way to handle the large particles of silver. And so over time, that can build up in the skin, and exposure to sun can actually change your skin colors. That's definitely not desirable. It's a permanent situation, a permanent condition, and it's definitely avoidable if colloidal silver is made properly.
So that's very nice to know. And then after your answer, there's my third question would be, does colloidal silver accumulates by body organs somewhere? Does it store somewhere? How dangerous does it would be, like more like we would have concern of the heavy metal intoxication? So if you can answer that.
Silver is a heavy metal, but however, if like I said, if the colloidal silver is made properly, the particle size is so small that it does not stay in the body. It's eliminated on a continuous basis. Just because it's a heavy metal doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. Copper is another heavy metal, and we could not live without copper. So there are lots of heavy metals that we need trace amounts of to be healthy.
And would you tell us why and when sometimes it works even better than regular antibiotics? So as much as everybody knows that antibiotics, after we all take antibiotics, we have to take a course of probiotic, and I would say that this is actually mandatory because nobody wants to have any candida overgrowth or any problems with gastrointestinal tract, you know. So what would you recommend to people who would take colloidal silver as a, you know, as a thinking like, you know, helping themselves with certain condition? Would it be smart to take, or would it be necessarily to take, you know, probiotics after the, you know, after colloidal silver intake?
Sure. Probiotics are always a good idea. It's definitely a healthy supplement. I take them from time to time. If somebody's taking a lot of colloidal silver for an extended period of time, I definitely recommend taking probiotics at a different time of the day as when you take the colloidal silver, at the opposite times. But traditionally, when colloidal silver is used in regular use, people are taking between a teaspoon and an ounce at a time, and when you take that dosage, it gets absorbed into your bloodstream before it reaches your good bacteria, which majority of them are in your colon. And so as you take the colloidal silver, you should hold it under your tongue. That speeds the absorption sublingually into your bloodstream, and after you swallow it, the rest of the silver actually gets absorbed in the stomach and in the upper part of the small intestine. So typically it doesn't reach your good bacteria in the colon. And unlike traditional antibiotics, colloidal silver has been shown in a laboratory setting to be effective against over 650 different pathogens, where a typical antibiotic definitely is going to reach your good bacteria, and it's usually only a narrow spectrum of bacteria, either gram-positive, gram-negative. Each antibiotic, traditional antibiotics, treat about a half a dozen or so different strains of pathogens, where silver is hundreds of different pathogens.
Okay, I didn't know that. It's very, very nice to know. Now tell us, how safe is that for pregnant women and breastfeeding mom?
Well, I always recommend to talk to your doctor first, but it is definitely safe for pregnant women, lactating women, women that are breastfeeding. It's definitely safe.
Okay, so would you tell us a little bit why it works wonder, and why even lately in several countries actually colloidal silver was production of colloidal silver was not very welcomed. So can you just tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Excuse me. In Europe today, I believe it was 2010, 2011, Europe banned colloidal silver as a supplement. It's still being made there, it's still being sold and used as a supplement, it's just not labeled as a supplement. They label it as water purification, which it's very effective at that as well. However, I think colloidal silver is so helpful for so many different conditions that there's some people out there that don't want competition. People that are selling drugs, they don't want something so natural, so easily acquired. You can even make it at home if you have the right generator and you know what you're doing. I think they just don't want the competition, and so there's definitely an effort to try to ban colloidal silver completely. However, I don't think it's going to be effective, and and at the very worst, sell it as a water purification.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but this way people only who knows what's inside of that bottle, this way they're going to purchase the product. Otherwise they're just going to read on a label and would never know what's inside, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
this is only for knowledgeable folks, right?
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
So
but
yes,
it's true.
yeah. Okay, so would you tell us what is another application for colloidal silver? And I mean, you making right here on the table. We have different bottles, like large size, small size. We have, like, even, I put here different other products like colloidal copper too. But we're going to talk about that next time, copper and gold. So would you tell us how people can use it? I mean, besides, oral uptake.
Sure. Well, colloidal silver has two main benefits. First benefit is it kills single-celled organisms, and that includes bacteria, viruses, fungus, and yeast. So anything caused by one of those can be helped if enough silver gets to the site of an infection. The other great benefit of colloidal silver is topically, it actually helps to regenerate skin cells and tissues. So for instance, say you cut your skin, normally the cells that heal the cut are called fibroblast cells, and they actually heal the skin back together, and they actually are what you see when a scar forms. When you see a scar after there's a cut, the scar is actually the fibroblast cells that have joined your skin back together. Well, if you take that same cut and you apply colloidal silver to it, or any silver product like our silver gel, the silver actually stimulates the fibroblast cells to turn into stem cells. And so instead of healing slowly with a scar, it heals very quickly, and those cells go back to the way that they're supposed to be. So it can reduce or eliminate scarring altogether. So those are the two main benefits of colloidal silver. So you could use it in your eye if you had an eye irritation or infection. You could put drops in your eye. Same thing with your ear. It works great in the sinuses. We have a vertical spray that you can spray up in your nose. Personally, I prefer to use a dropper. I tilt my head very far back, and I put a dropper of colloidal silver in each nostril, and I let it drain back into my throat. Works great. I had a sneezing attack one time, and I just could not stop sneezing. Put a little colloidal silver up my nose, and it stopped it instantly.
Yes.
Just instantly, I was amazed.
Absolutely. I just want to add that I completely agree with you, because I raised my children with colloidal silver, and my two of them, they always were suffering with sinus infection, and they didn't like any droppers or any sprays in the nose. So this is what I was. My invention was I was just putting some colloidal silver in a neti pot. So, and a neti pot, it was excellent. I had, I just would like to make my own statement that comes from my personal family that for 2 or 3 days there was no sinus infection, no evidence of anything greenish or yellow coming out. I mean. It was amazing. And also I have to tell you that I was using your topical gel, and it was really amazing. Actually, I was doing something in the kitchen and I had a little burn, and I just didn't have, I was frustrated, what should I put, and all of a sudden I saw there's colloidal silver gel on my shell, and I just used it, and you would never believe I had really big spot actually, and during 3 hours I barely could notice that oil burn. So it works amazingly. Thank you so much. Yes. So, and my another question would be, should people take colloidal silver as a prevention on a regular basis, or whenever they already have been diagnosed with some kind, problem? What do you recommend?
Well, a lot of people do both. I used to take it every day as a prevention. Now I just wait until I feel like I need it to take it.
Right.
However, in the cold and flu season, if I'm around a lot of sick people, there's lots of colds going around, I do take it during that time of the year just as a prevention. So it depends on, you could definitely take a little bit every day and keep a trickle of silver going through your system, and that's going to act as a preventative measure. Or you can just wait until you get the very first hint of a sore throat or any kind of just not feeling quite right. Anytime I don't just feel a little off, I start taking the silver.
Yes.
It works really well. Just to kind of comment about the neti pot. It works great in a neti pot, but it's important to not add salt to it.
Not to add salt.
Yeah,
Yes,
a lot
yes,
of people
yes.
just, when they use a neti pot, they use salt, and so it's best to not add salt to colloidal silver.
Yes, I learned that several years ago also, because I was putting salt there in colloidal silver, and then I find out that one contraindicates with the other one.
Right.
I think salt is actually killing colloidal silver because it's very gentle product. So so it's really nice to know. So if you ever gonna use it as in a neti pot, do not put any salt, just a straight colloidal silver. And I even not prefer to mix it with any water, just a straight, better, less, but the better quality than just mixing with water, and who knows. Maybe you're not going to get any good effect. Okay, let's talk about some negative, like side effects. So what are the major side effects of colloidal silver? What do you think can be, which way would be like improperly to take colloidal silver?
Well, most of the effects of colloidal silver are very positive. There's only 2 possible negative side effects, and they're very rare and they're very minor. The first is if you just accidentally mistook the bottle for water and you just chugged it down.
Oh, yeah.
A whole lot of colloidal silver at one time. It's probably going to make it to your good bacteria, and you may get a touch of diarrhea, in which case you would just want to take a probiotic, and that would resolve very quickly. The other possible side effect is that's not positive is what's called a healing crisis or a Herxheimer effect, and that's usually happens to somebody that's taking colloidal silver for the first time, usually somebody that's not in the greatest of health, and they might be starting with the silver a little too quickly, a little too aggressively. And what happens is if you have a lot of pathogens dying off in your body at one time, your elimination systems are overloaded, and the body can't get rid of the dead pathogens as quickly as they're forming. And so you start feeling a little sluggish, a little flu-like symptoms, maybe a headache. And that's a positive indication the silver is working. You just want to go a little bit slower. So if that does happen, temporarily back off on the dosage. Drink a lot of extra water. That'll help to flush the pathogens out of your body. And once you feel better, then you can resume with the colloidal silver. And it's, if it's your first time using it, it's always a good idea to start more gradually.
Very nice. So it's, okay. So that's basically, I would say, to me, it's basically safe to take it without any, recommendation from the doctor, especially the doctors more leaning to, to Western medicine, to antibiotics, regular antibiotic that actually, like I already said, brings people to dysbiosis stage, and there's a whole vicious cycle starts. So I just have to also, make kind of, the statement that I'm using this product in a clinic for many people, and the locals, and not locals. I was sending these products to in other places, so they are really appreciate that. The latest, the research is what I can state that, and I was taking pictures before and after, how well colloidal silver works on acne. So we know that the acne medicine that's been given for, over and over has been prescribed, that medicine, been sued several times, and because it was staying as a residue in the liver, and it was very dangerous. So as soon as people was find out about that, they were switching to more natural stuff, which is very, very, very enlightened, very, very good idea. And many teenagers now switch to colloidal silver, and basically everything what they have to do, just put colloidal silver a little bit on a cotton bulb and wipe their face about twice a day, and just leave it there until everything's going to get drier, and it worked amazing. So I saw that faces, from completely dark red to absolutely clean and nice. So I just would like to, I really wanted to let people know that this is one of the best products for that. And well, of course, there's other issues going on in the body when, when people have acne, but appearance-wise, so it really works wonder. So, Jonathan, anything else would you like to add to to this product? And
Sure. I guess I'll just touch on the variety of uses, the ways that I use it, because it's so useful. I keep it in my bathroom. I keep it in my vehicle. If I'm out gardening, I keep some in my pocket. Takes the topically, you're talking about acne. In addition to that, it takes itching away. So if you get mosquito bites, even poison ivy and poison oak can be relieved with colloidal silver. You just spray it on topically, or rub it on with a cotton ball, or use the gel. Just put the silver gel straight on the skin. I use it. Excuse me. I use it as a gargle before I go to bed. You know, my throat's sore, I'll gargle with it. After I brush my teeth, I swish around in my mouth before I go to bed. That helps to just helps with teeth health. And what else helps? It's great for sunburn. It's great for aftershave. You know, after I shave, I spray some on my skin. It's great for as a deodorant. You can use it as an all-natural deodorant. Either spray the silver or put the gel on, and it kills bacteria, which is what causes the odor. So I haven't used deodorant in 10 years, and colloidal silver works really well for me. But it's just. They used, you know, back in the day, they used to actually drop, before refrigeration, they would drop a silver dollar in the milk, and that would keep the milk fresher longer. Silverware.
I know that. I'm from Europe. They used to put some, you know, the fork and spoons in a gallon, you know, and wait a certain amount of time. I don't know how they did it, but definitely it was not right the way. But still, you know, it's better than to get regular water from the tap water. Yeah, whenever I raised my kids also, you know, I was using that for pink eye, for ear infection, and as I said, for for sinusitis, very much pneumonias. Pneumonias are, you know, the great, especially when pneumonia at the beginning stage, it was just working wonders, and bronchitis. So it's amazing product. So definitely. Okay, so today we explained to you guys one of the best and most world-renowned products. So it's colloidal silver, and next time we're going to talk about the other product that Jonathan makes in his company. It would be colloidal gold. So colloidal gold is one of the most, it's also a very famous product now, especially in Europe, because recently we watched several movies that was, you know, in the movies that they were actually explaining how in the Middle Ages they were using this this method. Please stay with us, and next time we're going to introduce you to another product, would be colloidal gold. So Jonathan, I wanna thank you very much for, you know, finding time today for us and being here with us, and I think it was very good explanation. And any addition would you like to add? Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Sure, you're welcome. Well, thank you for watching, my friends, and we'll see you soon.